It must have been an unmanned gym, and he must have thought to himself, well, there's no other way I'm going to be able to get pleasure, which would not be the case. Why don't I stick it in there and see what's happening? Now, Simon the Ball here. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. And it's a very strange day. I don't even know how I'm going to title this video because you can't write things in YouTube titles anymore. We did a video the other day where I mentioned certain anatomy on the human body and it got flagged and it got demonetized. However, if you do send me this stuff on my Instagram, which a lot of people do at Simon316 cheap plug, I'm going to talk about it mostly because when I see the headline, I'm like, well, there's no point in me carrying on reading this without sharing it with you guys. Let's go. So, if YouTube does want this, I want to point out I'm just reading this from an article, and we're talking about it from a scientific point of view. I won't write it in the title, I'll write something else. However, man gets... I can't even do it. Man gets penis stuck in weight plate, is rescued by firefighters with power tools. And this is on Muscle and Fitness, I believe. And because no sub-editor or no writer worth their salt is ever going to be able to not do this, they wrote, well, this gives new meaning to the term pumping iron. I just... makes me want to quit the gym. However, not everyone agrees on matters of gym etiquette, which is true. We always have that kind of debate on here too. But most gym rules are just common sense. They go without saying. One obvious commandment, and if you are a newbie at the gym, this is probably good for you to hear, keep your junk out of the weight plate. There you go. I use junk in the title. That area is strictly reserved for the barbell, not your penis. Now, I thought this was like an Onion article at first, but no, it's on the official Muscle and Fitness site, so maybe I'm being trolled. Maybe it went up on the 1st of April. I can't find a date on it, so this could be a lie. But sadly, I have read so many of articles like this, and I've heard so many stories like this, I truly believe the law of averages would state this actually did happen. And of course, it continues. But you know what they say about common sense. It's anything but common. Man, they really are eking the point here. Because one German man proved it by getting his penis stuck in a 2.5 kilogram weight plate at the gym. Now, we don't know, I'm going to spoiler, we don't ever find out why he decided to do this. But in my head, if I think of a 2.5 kilogram weight plate, what a video this is. If I think of a 2.5 kilogram weight plate, which I believe would be a 5-pound weight in America, that hole is relatively small if you move up to the... And it must be the same size because you put them on the barbell. So I lie, all the holes are the same size. We don't need to walk down this direction. So I suppose he did that because it would be the lightest one. And if he'd use a 20 kilogram plate or a 40-pound plate, probably would have ripped his junk off, right? Anyway, let's just continue. Apparently, he ran into some complications. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Because he had to be hospitalized for his sudden condition. Went to a local medical facility. When the medical team at the hospital couldn't solve the issue alone, they called in the fire department, who had this to say. According to a quick and dirty translation, the firefighters had to break out the power tools to rescue him. With the help of the grinder, a vibration saw, and a hydraulic emergency, the dumbbell weight could be removed after 3 hours. We don't even want to imagine how it feels to have an entire team of professionals staring at your junk. I tell you this, if my penis is stuck in the hole in a weight plate, I don't care about who's staring at it. A, I want them to get it off, and B, I want to go see someone right away where I can tell them why I did this, and we can get professional help. As always, it's unclear what the guy was actually doing. We'll discuss it. The penis isn't a muscle, people. Isn't it? Technically is. But maybe he was trying to figure out where he measures up in the penis area. Just get a tape measure, dude. You don't need to stick it in a plate. More of the story, people, is to keep your penis out of a weight plate unless you want to possibly have a power saw inches away from it. And that is the other point as well. Can you imagine that? Terrifying enough when non-lethal things are near that area. Let alone a saw that's going to be going... Meh. I mean, that is going to be absolutely horrific. Now, I think we just have to call a spade here, and we have to be honest. The only reason you would do this is because... he did it in a gym, I believe, right? So it must have been an unmanned gym, and he must have thought to himself, well, there's no other way I'm going to be able to get pleasure, which would not be the case. Why don't I stick it in there and see what's happening? Now, a couple of things could have happened. Let's say he did do this, and yes, we are having this conversation. Let's say he did do this, and for some reason it stimulated him. You never know. You know, human beings are funny creatures. You never know what kind of biological functions are going to go down. I don't know whether you know this, but the penis... can expand. It can grow. Its girth can go left, right, up, down, left, right, all over the place. So if that happened, not only is it probably going to be harder to get out because I imagine the blood may get stuck in there because there's so much pressure around it, how does that not hurt? Like, it's just maths. If we go back, if we go back to sort of what you're meant to do with that thing when it's, you know, two people in whatever situation, we'll go with the man and the woman, right? The whole point is the vagina will expand to get the penis in. And if you're doing other things which are perfectly cool, you use tools. Not that kind of tools, but you can use lubricant and other things to make it easier. And look, you can do whatever you want to do. Genuinely, more power to you. I respect everyone. As long as you're happy, it's no problem by me. But don't stick it in a weight plate, even if you are. And if you are, yeah, use some cream. or something. I don't even know why I did this video. I tell you why I did it, actually, because I did want to bring it back around to stuff that I think is important about. This led to me to going in Google and typing in like most bizarre gym accidents, and you can read some terrifying stuff. People getting crushed by weights, people dying in front of their children because they're lifting too much weight. Nobody's respecting the fitness palace of love, and I really do think you should. I know I sound like your dad. I know it sounds like some kind of teacher going, oh my God, but it's absolutely true. Take the leg press, for example, which is a great exercise, especially for those people that don't want to do squats, but you still want to feel like you're lifting a lot of weight. Usually the leg press can do that for you. Like, it is a piece of equipment that, of course, relies on, I don't know, not a handle, but it relies on a system where metal will come together to stop the weight crushing you once you're done. If something goes wrong with that, and you're doing, say, 300 kilograms or something crazy, what if it does try and compress you? And this did happen to me once. I'm pretty sure I've told that story before. The leg press broke mid-set, meaning I wasn't able to clip it back on so that it could take its weight on its own. Now, I was blasting music into my headphones as well, like an absolute moron, but it was so loud, it was at that level, I don't know how loud I'm speaking. So I think for a good minute or so, I was going, help, help, but I was saying it like I was a mouse before I was like, man, I got to throw caution to the wind here. Just had help. And somebody did come back and they kind of held it up for me, so I was able to sort of scurry away. But let's say that didn't happen. Eventually, you are going to run out of energy. You're going to run out of pressure, and that thing can crush you like that. Now, it's very, very rare. I don't want you to be terrified of the leg press, but my point is, make sure you respect the gym. Make sure remember what you are doing can be quite dangerous. Like in any other walk of life, you would have to go through some kind of health and safety training. The idea of the gym induction, which I actually always hated, so I'm being a bit of a hypocrite, but that's kind of gone. You can join these 24-hour gyms without seeing anybody, and you can go into an unmanned or an unpersoned gym and just do whatever the hell you want to make sure you respect it, right? Don't be sticking your penis in things. Don't be overloading the bar. Don't be doing ego lifting at all. But if you are going to do it, make sure there's somebody around to help you, because the last thing you want to do is die doing a bench press. It's a crappy way to die. And you know where you're going to end up? You're going to end up in an article like this and idiots like me talking about you. And no one wants that. Look at me. I couldn't even keep my hair. And of course, there are some things that you're just not going to be able to avoid. Gym accidents do happen all the time. Again, I remember one time when I was in another gym and I was using the Smith machine, I believe, which was next to the squat rack. And it was someone that worked in the gym. The person in the squat rack just took all the plates off one side. So you know what happened? The bar went whoop and it smacked me right in the head. Now, I was actually okay, didn't even have a bump or a lump. What if something else had happened? What if it had crushed my foot? I mean, again, type that into Google. You can find loads of times people have thrown weights by accident into their foot. In fact, I did that too. All these things are coming back to me. I was in a gym and I dropped a 32.5 kilogram plate into my big toe to the point my toenail still doesn't grow properly. I kid you not. This was 2016, 6 years ago. And I've been to doctors about it. And, you know, we put stuff on it so a new toenail grows. Every time it grows, it's all flubbed up and it's all weird. It's embarrassing when I take my socks off. So that's another reason and another thing you don't want to get into. One day I'm going to have to go get it surgically removed or something absolutely crazy. So obviously this is funny. Obviously it's going to put a smile on your face, as it should do. But yeah, I think it's also important. And maybe it's not a message that gets out there. But it's not a message that gets out there a lot because it's not fun and it's not exciting. But the gym can be a dangerous place and bad things can happen, even if it's just tearing a muscle. You know, if you tear a muscle mid-set, that's going to have repercussions and you may drop something on yourself or you may drop something on somebody else. So make sure you're doing that with spotting too. Sometimes I see crazy spotting techniques. Like, man, you're just going to hurt everybody involved. More importantly, yeah, just to reiterate it one last time, don't stick your penis into weight plates. Now, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the bell ding ding so that video's going live. Make sure you click the video on the screen as well because YouTube loves that the most. Otherwise, yes, we are still in the 12 days of Christmas for the Grill and Mine sale. There's a link in the description below, or you can go to grillandmine.com for Simon. Just go to Simon. Every day is a different deal. The best thing is to check my Instagram to get them, but you'll be able to go on the site and see it too. Not only do you get 20% off, but you get entered into a free giveaway. I mean, the other day they gave away Beats headphones, they're giving away sunglasses. I know they're giving away some TVs on the 24th of December or something. So if you are looking to buy your supplements, now is the time to do it. And yes, it helps me out a little bit as well, which I massively do appreciate. Otherwise, yep, Instagram and Twitter at Simon316, patreon.com/Simon316 on Cameo if you want a holiday shout out. I have merchandise on Pro Wrestling Tees and Samson Athletics. Again, use the descriptions down there. Please do use the links because that's how I get all my affiliation, whatever the word would be. And that's that. I don't know when this video is going to go live. I can just block recording a load of them. But happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it may be. I hope you do have a lovely finish to the year. Let's start off 2023 with a bang. No more of this.